When you have a decision to make as a leader and your EQ or your heart is saying yes, but your IQ or your logic is saying no, what do you do in that scenario?
Well, that is one of the toughest leadership moments that you can have. And in essence, what you're looking at in a towards pattern, and if you don't know towards and away, write us, call us. We'll send you, we got a 24-minute video. This is one of the biggest tools. In a towards pattern, you're really wrestling between right versus right. Is this more right? Is this less right? No. This is less right and this is more right. The good news is when these battles happen, if you choose wrong, which means you're going to end up with less right, you still end up with right. You still end up with a partial victory at best. And what you really get in that scenario is a big lesson. So in the Towards and Away tool, we talk about Eleanor Roosevelt, who says, is failure the opposite of success? And most people, if they're just being honest and real, they'll go, yeah, of course, I didn't succeed, I failed. But she says, no, it is not only not the opposite, it is mandatory if you want success that you have to have failure to get there. And the bigger the success you want, the bigger the failure you must have along the way. So in this pattern of my heart says this, my brain says that, which one is right? Your growth as a leader is in understanding why they're not connected. And how can you force an integration and figure out how to integrate the two. And then when they're integrated, they still might not agree, but they're going to be in an alignment ultimately on what the decision should be. But when your head is fighting for this is right, and your heart is fighting, no, this is right. The good news is, in a towards pattern, you're still going to win. A lot of it depends on if you're EQ or IQ centric, which we covered in great detail in the part 2. And at the end of the day, the last thing I'll leave for this answer is, when we study average leaders and above average, they test higher on IQ skills, because IQ will get you logic and get you right. But rock stars and superstars and the extraordinary leaders test higher on EQ, because they can reach into your heart and inspire you to be greater and more than you are. So I tend to weight my EQ more, and then I just have to know that the liability and problem with that is because my passion, my drive is, bold and outrageous and tends to overstep its bounds. Yeah, I'm going to get some more failures that way. So if you're built to not fail, you're going to have a really hard time being EQ, because IQ is going to say, oh, the probability that you're going to fail on landing in the moon in the next decade is incredibly high, so don't say that. But an EQ leader who is inspired in service, the more you focus on these, and again, this is your growth, this is your journey, your path, your trajectory of designing and installing this new software, you're going to make more mistakes when you step out boldly, but you're going to create more greatness, and you're going to hit a lot more potentiality along the way.